Hello guys, today I'm talking about the Test Gorilla app for aptitude tests, and I'll be taking you through some of the basic. My target is basically guys who are sitting for you the URA examinations in Uganda, and this is some of the things you should expect in your second amplitude test. Expect something dealing with working with data. For example, Excel or working data exactly. So if I open the working with data, you can see it's opening. Basically, they're telling us that working with data test evaluates the candidate's ability to work with data, including handling data correctly and performing the basic data analysis. This test helps you to identify the candidates who understands how to work with data to track and present results. Yeah, this is key. Looking at the role you're going to be taking on under URA, so expect something from this. If you look at the preview questions that you should expect, uh, we have one, you are presented with the data table below, assuming all the information is accurate. Which columns require attention before you analyze the data? You can see that the date of birth requires attention. Um, yeah, you can try to figure out, but expect something like this. I would say this just for testing to show you the questions. You're also asking, how would you find the mean of a set of numbers? You're working with a marketing analyst for a nice company, and you're presented with data from a survey of people's favorite ice cream flavors. In the survey of people who are asked to select the favorite flavor, so you should expect such kind of natures. I'll tend to go slow for you to have a chance to look at the questions and try them out on data analysis. Okay. We proceed to the next question that you should expect something of such questions is what you should play around with to practice. So we are done with that data analysis. I'll go back and try to select for you something else that you should expect also concerning test Gorilla. I'll select the job role here. Maybe let me take on the tax. There are so many various roles depending on what you're going to do. So basically, test Gorilla just selects from this, and they come up with something for you guys. So I'll look at tax accountant. It seems interesting. And you can see under tax accountant, these are some of the areas they can be you can be tested on. We have the accounting, advanced, we have the Microsoft Excel. So you must be good in your basics of Excel. We have the critical thinking, we have the intermediate math, the numerical reasoning, attention to detail. You've seen some of them in the first attempt, accounts receivable, and the disk. So I'll pick out some that I expect are so crucial. For example, accounting. What should we expect in accounting? Let's look at the details. So under accounting, uh, here they're saying a summary. The accounting test evaluates the candidate's knowledge of accounting concepts and their ability to post and calculate the accounting figures and manage financial records. It helps you to identify candidates with a strong accounting and bookkeeping skills. So basically, you should expect something on this. Skills covered defining the basic terminologies and concepts of accounting, calculating accounting figures. So you must be good in the double entry. Expect something. You never know. But I'll still give you a preview questions, what you should expect. Some of the questions are here. I'll just leave the questions for some few seconds so that you can get a glance to go through them and try to answer the questions on your side. Okay, so next, you also look at the question and try to analyze it on your side. What are some of the accounting questions? The nature. Actually, you might find the same questions in case they are to come. Just the way they are, but maybe they have changed the arrangement of what you have to select. So try to look at them and analyze. Okay, I'll select this, which is from my side. So you guys also you can try it out and see what you have to select. Another question is there. Here actually it's not an objective you're required to put in the figure. I'll leave it for you guys to have a glance on it. I tried to complete this and my answer was I think was around 800. I don't know, but something like that. The next question, there you go. I also tried this and I think my answer was around here. You can see below here. So those are some of the questions you should expect under accounting, the accounting section. I think you've had, you can pause the video maybe and look at it in detail. I'll finish. So those are some of the questions you should expect under the accounting side. I'll go back. I also look briefly on the Excel questions that maybe they may come. It's just good that anything that has to come is coming from here. So I'm trying to spoof out some of the things I expect. You must have a basic understanding on Excel. This Microsoft Excel test evaluates the candidate's ability to read and interpret Excel spreadsheets and perform the basic calculations. So expect something on Excel and it will be coming from here. I'll show you some of the preview questions for your glance of what you should expect. Preview. You can see here I think I selected sort, but you can also select your own answer. These are some of the Excel questions, the format you should expect in case of Excel questions. Here I selected some because it looked a bit tricky, but still you can read through also guys and try it out and see what you get. We also have that, that is for another question. This is increasing and I think this is decreasing. So they're saying, assume you want to increase. I selected option 1. So you must know these basic Excel functions on the top of your ribbon, because they'll be coming in such a nature. We also have that they're asking you in case you want to change the values to dollars or to euros. Sorry, where do you go? I think it's option 1. All agree on that. So I finish my test. Those are some of the preview questions. Actually, I expect some of them to be there still. I'll go back. Look at something else. What should I look at? You guys, let's look at the critical thinking. They gave us some test questions also to know what we should expect. Critical thinking, solving, interpreting sequences, and solving problems. I'll just go straight to the questions. Look at the questions of critical thinking. For example, most managers are MBA graduates. No MBA graduate is a CEO. All CEOs are managers. Conclusion: some MBA graduates are managers. All managers are CEOs. Some MBA graduates are managers, and no CEO is an MBA graduate. Okay, and some CEOs are MBA graduates. 3 and 4. So I'll take 2 on my ends. But also you can choose what you take. Those are some of the options. If you look at the questions, this is basically for critical thinking. We also have that. While incarnating a drama on stage, actors enter into the following sequence. Enters first Roy, Sarah, then Dash, then there's Sarah, blah blah. You can read through the things and you try them out. I'm just giving you a glance on what you guys should look out for. Then there are some statements here. Statement 1 and statement 2, and they're asking you what to do. Still, I'll just leave it there for some time. You guys look at it and have something you can come up with. But I expect, in case it's come, you expect these questions to be among what you'll find there. They don't change anything big in this code. Then you also have that other question. You can look at it. I don't know if I'm being too fast, but yeah, you can try to pause maybe if I'm being too fast. So that is about critical thinking. Then I'll go back and try to see what I can look at lastly for you guys. What is interesting? I don't know what this thing is all about, but maybe let's look at it also. The disk test. We'll see some preview questions on the disk test also. I put people under pressure. Oh, okay. Select one. Very alternate, moderate, neither. So some English is required here. You have to be good at analyzing statements. But you can see this is what is under the disk in case it happens to be there. I joke around a lot. You can choose what you choose. I hesitate to criticize other people's ideas. You can choose what you choose. I'm emotionally reserved. You can choose what you choose. I'll try to go a bit fast just to shorten the video. So we're done the disk test. Let's go and look at the account receivables, and then I know some of you guys applied for the section of debt collection. So we'll look at accounts receivable, which deals with money. Yeah. So accounts receivable, this test an average candidate skill in identifying and recording and managing accounts receivable. Basically looking at various client logos. This test helps you to identify accountants who have skills required to work in accounting and maintain records of accounts receivable. Yeah, so basically let's review the questions. According to your company's accounting books, the closing balance of accounts receivable is this. The total credit sales of the year are this. What is the accounts receivable turnover ratio? Assume 365 days is in your calendar. So you must know some ratios also here. This is nice. You must know some ratios and must have a calculator. Because you must know what is the accounts receivable turnover ratio. I think it is what? Accounts receivable over total sales times 365. So that is 250,000 divided by 350,000 times 365. Is it? Made a mistake somewhere? Anyway, we must apply the ratios formula of accounts receivable. Yeah, that's some of the questions. I'll just say next. Then I look at another question here. Which of the following is recorded in the books of books for this transaction? Sold goods worth this to this. You can see what account you debit. Sold goods worth this to, and credit. So we're asking for double entry. Must be also conversant with double entry. We expect to find something on that. Then your client Zoho purchased goods. So you just expect to find some of the accounting basics like this. That is counting equations. Then next, you can look also that question, try it out, but expect in case it comes, expect something like this exactly. They won't change anything. All they will change will be the arrangement of these. So thank you guys for watching this video. That's all I had for you.